out with the other second place finishers from the other qualifiers that we have coming up ahead of us. Still 3 left, SEA, Europe, and China. And of course, we begin our SEA coverage later tonight, so make sure you keep up with that. But for the moment, looks like both teams valuing the same piece of real estate. Ward's going down.
Yeah, looks like they want to give Brax a little easier time down here, be able to see when he's getting smoked out. And if they mess up the lane equilibrium and they have this ward down, they're not going to be able to do any creep pulls. So we'll see if they're able to find this ward. Do they have any sentries up on any of their heroes? They do have one on Nyx. It looks like they're going to find one of the sentries. Will they find both? That is the question.
Yeah, managing to grab one, and looks like they just pinged it, actually. Yeah, that actually was way too pinging it right almost directly on top of that. And still got his sentry. We'll see where he's going to want to put it. Look at this. Just telling him exactly where to put it.
Yeah.
And, okay. Not going to drop it yet.
They'll notice once it does not spawn, and they'll give a stab at it. And on mid lane, is this going to be a dual lane, or is he just camping here for a minute? Looks like he's just going to give him a little bit of Thunderstrike harass in mid lane, which hurts Morphling a lot because he likes to morph his tank down all the way down with only 400 HP. That Thunderstrike will do a lot of damage and force him off the lane, giving a little bit of space to Korok here.
Yep, just helping him out. And this is kind of what we were talking about. And we can see a little bit of trading in the paint between Brax and Way2 right now, but that bottom lane should be pretty quiet for the most part, so long as Brax stays safe. Brax had a great game last time. He said, wow, Koikva's very low, actually. Having to morph strength now. And look at that. One last little click. Ooh, 9 HP away from giving up first blood there. And, yeah, I think they're doing a pretty good job of causing some problems. Now they're going to come on down. Regen picked up by that Disruptor, and Koikva getting some help from Demon. This is much needed help.
Unfortunately, Nyx is not one of those heroes I can do too much. He can go back and harass him back, but he's going to have his bottle soon, so that's not a big deal. And Thunderstrike is one of the more high damage level of nukes in the game, which really hurts Koikva because, like I said, his HP pool is very small when you morph into this much strength. And 1437 can play up like that because he knows there is no Impale on top of Demon right now, going for that level 1 mana burn.
I'll tell you what, the other nice benefit of this is forcing that rotation away from the safe lane is going to give Brax an even better start. He's going to be able to get a little bit closer. As of right now, still rather low level, but eventually he's going to be able to start really getting up and into experience range. And let's take a look at his experience. I actually want to see if he's been able to suck any. Rubik's sitting at level 1. But I guess we'll take a look at Brax a little bit later. And about a half a level advantage right now for Korok in mid. And let's see how Brax is doing as he's now making a run for that Illusion Rune. Yeah, he's right about there too. So as of right now, even with the Nyx Assassin gone, they good deny. Way2 getting the deny on the Illusion Rune. He's been zoned out pretty well so far. You think that's going to continue?
Yeah, it's how they control this bottom lane. Titan is not one of those heroes that can force experience, not against the lane. Like, one of the strong points on Ursa, as I was mentioning before he got back in the game, is he's an absolute beast in the laning phase and in mid game. He falls off in the late game. One way you can deal with that is kind of get a Maelstrom, farm up a little bit of the jungle with it. A lot of teams are doing early Mask of Death Rush. At level 5, you can actually solo Roche. But at this level, I don't think that's really viable. As soon as Ursa goes off the map, they're going to be checking Roche constantly. So Ursa's going to have to get a lot of work done this game, I got to say.
Well, right now we can see there is a bit of a problem emerging.
Chicken snipe time.
Yep, giving a shot to the old bunny.
Oh, that has a bottle on it too. Koikva will be in big trouble if they get beautiful rotation from the chicken.
Yep, and we see from the chicken and upgraded immediately. And now 1437, he's just level 1. He could be in trouble here.
What's going on?
1437 caught out as Demon was there anticipating it, lying in wait and setting the ambush. And
that tower, he can't run through there without getting hit by the tower. This is going to be our first blood.
Yep, that's not your base, 1437. Sorry, buddy. He's going to crest the high ground. Tower is going to take the kill there as Demon watches on. And first blood going to Team Liquid that time. That really was just such a heads-up play because not only did they get the courier out of the way, but they also had Demon there to make that happen.
That's all on 1437. I gotta say, he really wanted that chicken, but yeah, that was one of the weirdest first bloods I've ever seen. But whatever. Anyways, moving on. First blood to Demon. Now that's a good way to get your Nyx into the game. And he's going to be stacking up this camp here for the Morphling. So when he gets the levels up, he'll be able to spam waveform there, throw an Impale down too. Do that a couple times, and that'll be a lot of gold going the way of Liquid.
I got to say, I like the way this is actually panning out for Liquid now. At 4 minutes in, if you start to look, the Disruptor and the Elder Titan both, last I checked, were still level 1. I don't know if 1437 got much. Yeah, they're both level 1 right now, and they harassed out Koikva and were making his life a living hell. But look where Koikva sits.
They're going on Titan here. This could be a first blood. Ursa's damage is insane.
Nope. Not first blood, make it second. It's the first one that made any sense. But regardless.
kill didn't count.
Yeah, so 2-0 Liquid. I actually think this laning phase is heavily in Liquid's favor. And Qualifiers, we can switch back to the last hits. The thing is, they harassed him, but look where he is. He's within very, very close range of the tops on the board. The Ursa at 26 and 24 for Luna. So even though they dedicated so much time to that mid lane and they really scared the hell out of him, getting him down to 9 HP at one point, it just hasn't translated to anything except a lead for Liquid.
And I totally blundered here on that stack. That stack is actually going to Batrider. It's not going to be going to the Morphling. And he's doing really good on the Morphling. He's almost level 5 now. And we've got a disruption. And what was that disruption on?
Qualifier.
Oh, just a Qualifier, okay. Nothing big there. Anyways, moving on, like, this Batrider will have a good game this time. He's level 4. He's got, like, a quad stack there or something. This triple, yeah, that's a quad stack for Batrider. So he is going to have an impact this game. And this is what Liquid needs to be doing. They need Bulba to have this good start.
Yep, Liquid. Or I can just imagine Bulba in the chat, like, yeah, that's mine. Yeah. After that last game, I got dibs. Got dibs on that stack. Thanks. But yeah, like I actually think Liquid is looking great. And at 5.5 minutes in, we do see the Elder Titan has finally soaked up a bit of experience. Looks like they must have gotten a wave a little bit too far out, as he did find level 3. So I mean, not the biggest deal, but still nice for him to get a little bit of a catch up. And now we see Demons actually rotating up the top. He's level 3 as well. There will be a push going into the tier 1 at top. Luna leading in CS at 36. He's hooked up with Fogged. Is this, how do you feel about it for Liquid? Do you feel like that this has gone as well as they would have liked?
This has gone perfect for them. This is what they need, and they need to keep doing this. The only thing that they're going to have a problem with is probably team fights. Like, the team fight potential from Gnar is huge. So if they can just avoid team fights, get the picks with the Batrider, win the laning phase, that's what they just need to keep doing, and then they'll be able to snowball, get more some items, get this Ursa to a point where he can start killing heroes, and he's well on his way to that Blink Dagger if that is what he wants. There's different ways you can build Ursa, this new patch, because if Fury Swipe is no longer like an orb, so
exactly.
you can even get Desolator on that hero now, which hits like a truck. It makes you really squishy, but you can blow heroes up in like 3 hits with that. So I'm very interested in how players choose to play Ursa with that new change.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you. I mean, mobility, but again, mobility is really a big deal, and that's something else we were talking about during our downtime earlier. Is when you look at Gnar, you've got Luna who's going to be kind of far out of the fight if coming in the fights at all. You've got great abilities that just confound an Ursa who's trying to chase down a target, namely Shadow Demon. Being able to disrupt a primary target, being able to hit him with the Demonic Purge to slow him. You're going to have to contend with Kinetic Field and Static Storm, and Storm Spirit is going to be a very tough target to track down as well. Yes. And then you've got Elder Titan, who, you know, the damage output on Gnar is kind of concentrated, at least in these early phases, on the Storm Spirit and the Luna. But just having him present means Ursa, even with lifesteal, even no matter what, he actually has picked up a Morbid Mask, by the way.
He's really abusing the fact that he has an Orb of Venom too, and you could not do this before. You couldn't get either of those items and have them still work. So new Ursa change, he knows about it and he's using it to the full extent. You
think this is the right approach?
I don't know what Orb of Venom, how good it is on this hero. I'm sure it's fine, especially if he's choosing to go less points than Earthshock. So we'll see. That Orb of Venom does mean he wants to be aggressive early, which I do like to see.
At top in AR, continuing to try to pressure this tier 1, but the Nyx Assassin there, played by Demon, actually doing a good job of holding it together. And in the meantime, Brax will be denying that bottom tier 1. So, yeah, like Liquid holding one tower and pushing another down. And do you think that they've done enough work? I mean, obviously, as we talked about,
double damage.
Able to do much to deal with him, but more importantly, the Bat and the Ursa and the way they're going to work, especially with Demon getting a fair amount of experience on this Nyx Assassin. Yeah, he's almost level 6 too.
Yeah.
Do you think Liquid has put themselves in a good enough position at this point?
They're in a great position right now. And when Bulba gets his Blink Dagger, which is going to be directly after the stack. Was there another stack over there? All right, he already cleared that. But after this, he's going to have his Blink Dagger. Then I guarantee you he's probably going straight to the Storm Spirit, going to pick him off with the Morphling. And mid's kind of becoming a problem too. Quakefoot is doing really well in this mid lane. He's free farming right now. And that's not something you want to see. You don't want to see a Morphling free farming. They do have ways of dealing with them, but those come into more like the late game. But if he gets too fat too early, they're going to have a hard time dealing with him.
Blink Dagger up on Bulba, as you mentioned. Looks like he's rotating elsewhere, though. Yep, he's going up to top.
To the Luna? All right, that's a good choice, too. Luna and Storm Spirit will be his main choices. They're running like a dual-core lineup, so that's who he's going to want to prioritize on. And hopefully they go for him instead of the Disruptor. but
Any
we'll see
pick
what
be
they
nice.
choose. Yeah.
Oh, he's coming out. Yeah. Oh, this is such a good opportunity for them. They have to see it. And Bulba missed with it. That's a rage flame break. That should have been an easy kill. And a huge. Oh, you know how it is, man.
Yeah.
When you play bad
mid-lane.
in mid, Koikfa in trouble, morphing strength though, and Korik just can't DPS him down enough. Now he has to run as Koikfa was just 1 second away from a waveform. Thought about maybe pursuing him out, but the TPO prevented. But yeah, you know how it is when you play the bat and you miss a lasso, you just throw that flame
definitely
break.
a rage flame break. His blink was a little short. And, the new change to Batrider Lasso, the range on it isn't as good.
Yep.
So you have to be directly on top of them that blink, and a little short that time, but they're going around too.
And let's see, got it that time. There's good disruption. I don't know that they really have the help that they're going to need. The Impale's there to follow it up. This still will be a death, but Fog doing all that he could. No rage, no flame break, man. Didn't need it. Not mad. He's happy.
And yeah, so right now this is everything Liquid could ask for. All their lanes are going well, all three of them. So they're off to a great start this game. They had to play aggressive this game. They chose with their draft, like, we need to be the aggressors this game. And we're confident in our ability to be the aggressors, and they're doing a good job of it so far.
Yeah, I completely agree. And there comes a point, I mean, when you see what Koikfa's done on this Morphling, he's played it almost the entire qualifier. Ban him. Just be done with it. They give away value pick whatever. There's not a whole lot of higher value on any player than a Morphling on Koikfa, at least over the last few days. So maybe regretting letting him through. NAR, though, has yet to show us the team fight potential that we know that they have. And, Liquid has, and I think that's due as much to Liquid playing well as it is to NAR just being behind. I mean, Liquid is not really giving them a whole lot of opportunity.
No, their lanes have just been way too strong. I mean, their early game, they really needed to have a strong early game as well, or at least not a weak early game, because Liquid has one of those lineups. If you have a weak early game, they will snowball off of it. And having that early first blood was a problem. It looks like they might be able to catch out Brax here, but do they have the follow-up?
There it is. There's a Vendetta. Impale whiffed it a bit. And Demon actually started to impale at one point and stopped. TC was right there with him with phase boots. Might have been able to get into range for an Earth Shock. 2 points into it, as we can see. But we have yet to see TC really start to rotate around. And when he starts
waiting
moving,
for his item, yeah, he almost has blink now. He's like, one more creep, he'll have it if that's what he wants to go for. I assume it is. Maybe it won't be. He did pick up the early Mask of Death. I'm not sure why, if he doesn't want the Vlads or he want to do an early Roche. Maybe he just wanted to duck in the jungle with it, but we'll see now what he wants to do. It is going to be the Blink Dagger. So he can actually just solo kill Brax right now with that if he wanted to, but he does see people are missing, so good game sense from TC. Saying heroes are off the map. That does look like a juicy target, but there's 2 smoked behind him. And there's 3 smoked behind Liquid. So
looks like everyone's ready to go, man.
yeah.
Items are out. Liquid certainly willing to push their advantage. And rotating 3, they're going to hook up with that Ursa Warrior. In this bottom lane, there are 2 very appetizing targets right now in Brax and Korok. Korok going to have his smoke pop. They're going to go for it. Here's the ball lightning over. Immediate reactions. And now they're going to may try to chase down Way 2. Way 2 got glimpsed back. And now trying to follow it up. But no, just blown up immediately. Storm Spirit not at all a part of this fight. And Luna using the Eclipse and doing good damage. But Koikfa sweeping left to right. Fogged with the desperation disruption, not gonna prevent a full 5-man wipe. As Liquid, with all of that advantage, using it all at once, and that's a clear board for Liquid on their bid to try to get this series back to even.
Liquid is in such great shape. We're talking about how Ursa needs to make an impact on this game. He's up to 3-0 now, full team wipe at like 12 minutes into the game. And yeah, at this point, they can just they're in a great spot right now. They just keep up what they're doing, and they can just get easy pickoffs after that 5-man wipe. Storm struggling really hard, and that mid lane dying bottom was not what he wanted in his game plan. Brax also struggling. He has a bracer on him. That's it. And nobody is really farming well but Snaking, and he's going for more of a greedy build, which is easily punished on Liquid's lineup.
Yeah, it's going to be a while before Snaking really comes online. We saw what we labeled as a strength of Luna, and it is. She showed up, and she's like, yeah, Eclipse, brothers, and then she just died. And then everyone died immediately after. The movement of Liquid, though, is really what's making this happen. And Gnar, it feels like like anyone who's ever played football, it's like whenever someone stands you up and you get on your heels, you lose your center of gravity, and all it takes is one little push and you're on your ass. And it feels like that's what's happened to Gnar. They're just stood up and can't get themselves stabilized. The Vlad's is now done on the Ursa as well, so his item progression continues. Top 3 in overall net worth, all belonging to Team Liquid, with that Ursa leading the way. 6,200, 5,800 for Koikva's Morphling, and 4,900, almost 5,000 even, for Bulba's Bat.
And it looks like Koikva will be going straight into that BKB, as we're saying. Much needed this game. Very much needed. And we're going to have some action on top lane.
Yep, they're going to go for it. Bigger shock. Snaking actually got disrupted. Good by Fog to keep him alive. However, can they capitalize on it? Now we're going to see one go down. Storm once again. Oh, Earth Splitter actually connected on 3, and they have to run. What did Way 2 get? Didn't see. Doesn't matter. TC's being kited around right now. Will manage to get another kill, and the reinitiation from Bulba as he uses the lasso. This is going to be 5 down one more time.
GG.
That is a 10 for 1 exchange in about 120 seconds, about 2 to 3 minutes. 10 to 1 was the way that ended up playing out.
We were questioning if that Ursa could get the job in the early mid-game.
Yeah.
I think we have our answer.
Yeah, don't know that we could have been answered more emphatically. Can you say 13 to 1, my friend?
That was
And
2
a
5-man
15-minute
wipes
game.
in a row,
Yep.
pre-15 minutes.
Yep, pre-15 minutes. And just an absolute domination on the side of Liquid as they knot this series up and turn a best of 5 into a best of 3.
No words.
No depth other than Team Liquid pretty good. Pretty good.